Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm doing another daily tarot energy reading. I do have my music on. If you don't know me, I get messages through music too, so I'll have it on. You won't be able to hear it, hopefully. But if something stands out to me, I will listen for the lyrics. There's definitely something on right now. I've got my Florence and the Machine station on. I like to keep my something strong. It's always darkest before the dawn. Shake it off. It's interesting. I don't know if she says shake it off or shake it up. It's both. It's really hard to dance with the devil on your back, so shake him off. Shake it off. The devil to me is fear. The devil card in tarot, sometimes it's about addictions and codependency and stuff like that, but it's also fear, like facing your fear. And it's hard to dance with the devil on your back. She got back to that again. She's repeating it. So it's hard to dance with fear on your back. You're carrying around, I feel this load on my back. And I see the Ten of Wands in my mind right now. This load that needs to be laid down. Carrying fear on your back. You gotta put it down. You gotta shake it off. Shake it off. Shake off the fear. Okay, so that's where we're starting in the first place. I want to just lay out a little spread right now. You're in the middle of a big change. Oh, okay. So I've got this Post-it note sitting here too, and it's this spiral that I drew for one of my clients. I was talking about the difference between this perspective and this perspective, and how it's the same. You're looking at the same thing. It's just you're looking at it from a different angle. So this is like a tornado. This is a tornado that you're looking at. And when you look at it this way, it looks even. It looks all the same. This one is very dynamic. You're witnessing the way that it moves, the way that it moves, the way things move. This one is sitting still. This one is moving. There's two different perspectives right now that are going on. This is the one that I saw. There is intense movement happening right now. And it's interesting, the reason it drew me to that is because I literally got stuck in a tornado yesterday, like the outer bands of a tornado coming through an area called Rising Sun. It's so funny how Jesus does that, especially with Easter coming up. The outer bands of a tornado, big movement, big change yesterday in my car. There was hail, like I thought it was going to break the windows. Wind, like it just came on all of a sudden, and there was no warning. Something is getting ready to. Something is in the process of blowing your world apart, and it's almost like this is the warning. Now, it's all about perspective. You can witness it from the outside. You can step back and look at it and witness it from the outside, or you can be right in the middle of it. Could be right in the middle of it. It's like you're being given the gift of foresight. So there are some times where I go through things a couple of days ahead of time because the energy moves into my field in order for me to read it, to tell you guys about it, and it gives you that heads up. I'm remembering how we got the warning for imminent danger in this area, a tornado, like take shelter. And we're like in the car in the middle of it at the time. We're like, no shit. Thanks for the heads up, Captain Obvious. So it's almost like this is your, not warning, but heads up. You got a big whirlwind coming into your life right now. Things are moving. And I think right now, you're sitting still and you're just looking at it. You're looking at it and you're recreating the same patterns. You're seeing it from the same eyes, the same eyes, the same eyes. You can feel it there, or you can see it there. But you're being asked to step back and look at it and realize how much movement there is right now. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. This makes it look the same. This makes it look like the same old thing, the same old thing, the same old thing. This is showing you how there's movement. It's progressing. It's very fast movement. But it's something that you're manifesting. Something that you're manifesting is coming to fruition. But you have to know how powerful you are, because it is a very powerful change. It's a very powerful, big manifestation. And it's going to hit you all of a sudden. It's like, boom, life-changing. Yeah, you meet that one person. Let's see what else. Let's see what it's about. What is this big change about? Lots of cards here. Lots of cards. It's like I don't even know where to start because it's going to change so much in your life. Yeah, of course. Two of Cups. The World. Big change. End of an era. And Queen of Pentacles. So what area of life is this? This is more about, I hear mother, but it's, and I just heard it's something different than your mother ever experienced. And for me, the indication of that is my mom was always in survival mode. She was always in lack and she never got remarried. She never had a partner. She never had like a romantic love in her life. And it's like, it's time for something new. So it feels like it has to do with a job and love. Yeah, my phone just buzzed. That's validation. Deep love. Deep, deep, deep soul love. This is like twin flame energy right here. And that they're both connected. They're both connected because this is how they came out. They're both connected. So divine partner who is also, it's like, it could be a business partner too at the same time. So this thing that you're manifesting, you've been manifesting. And it's funny because when I put them back down, they were put down in a different order. It's like I just reordered them. They're connected. You're manifesting love. You're manifesting abundance. You're manifesting a romantic relationship and money. And you don't realize that they're connected. There's a thread that joins all of those things in your life. When I do that, I can almost feel that thread, that energetic thread right there. They're connected. It's all the same energy. But it's like, it's not something little. What you're manifesting is something that you understand lack. You understand lack in your life. You have experienced a lot of lack in your life. But there's something about to happen that is going to change your perspective, that shows you how to focus on the things that do already exist, the way that you are already abundant, not lack. It's like there's a shift in your focus that's going to show you how that tornado that just came through benefited your life. Oh, they're showing me how right afterwards, like My friend and I had been sitting in the car talking to each other in one parking lot. My daughter was in the other parking lot with a friend and her dad in the truck, and we were supposed to meet up and swap kids and stuff like that. So my friend and I were sitting there talking. I was dropping her off at her car. We were still talking, and I'm like, do you just want to drive over to that parking lot with me, and then I'll drive you back again and drop you off? It's like literally right across the street. She was like, yeah. So we go over there, and we're talking just a little bit, and then I get out of the car. I went over and talked to my daughter's friend's dad, my friend, and we were organizing like what we were doing with the kids and blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, all right, let me take the kids. I took the kids. As soon as they got out of the car, it was just like the storm hit. I mean, it was hail immediately. And they hurried up and they got in my car. He got back in his truck. And my friend and I were sitting there silently freaking out as things got worse and worse and worse really quickly. My daughter and her friend were in the back. Luckily, they had each other in the back there too to experience it. And it's almost like seeing it from a different perspective afterwards. In the middle of it, the moms in the front were just being calm. We weren't even really talking about it. I was videotaping it just a little bit because it was so intense. I was like, I got to get a record of this. And then the alert came through on our phone. It was, the alert that says imminent danger. And the girls were in the back kind of supporting each other and talking through, and they were laughing about certain things, but then they were also talking about how not okay this is and how scared they were. And it's like they had each other back there, and she and I secretly had each other up front too. It was like the energy of support and togetherness is exactly why it wasn't a super, super traumatic experience. It's just this unspoken thing. Like afterwards, when it finally blew over and we were driving out of the parking lot, I was going to drop her back off at her car. And I was like, I'm so glad that you were there with me. I said, my foot was on that brake so hard. I was pushing on the brake. So I was in park. It doesn't matter. But because I was so tense, but she kind of helped to anchor me too, because she was another mom that was there with me. Let's just keep it together. So as we were pulling out of there, I was like, do you really think that it was a coincidence that you needed to drive over there with me in the car when I was dropping you off at your car? Do you think it was a coincidence that you had to go from there across the street to go do this thing with my daughter that had nothing to do with you? I was like, we were supposed to be there together, to experience that together, to anchor with each other, and to really draw off of the energy of that friendship. I'm like, that was no coincidence. And sometimes through that experience, you bond in a way that nobody else was there with you. Nobody else had that firsthand knowledge. I don't want to say trauma bond, but sometimes you bond through your experiences. And if you can look at it from a different perspective, look at it afterwards and say, that was really, really hard, but I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for you. I'm really grateful that we went through that together. And I have a different level of understanding of you and of our connection. And thank you for that support. It gives you a different level of gratefulness. So a different way of looking at it. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I will never do you wrong. I've known it from the moment that we met. No doubt in my mind where you belong. It's like understanding. It's like getting this resonance of not just a shared experience, but a shared appreciation for someone in your life. And knowing and feeling when it's mutual. There's a tornado that's coming through that's going to show you your alliances and show you what's in alignment with you and what's not in alignment with you. 1444 on my recording. I don't know why that number stands out, but it does. You're in the process of manifesting. This whirlwind is going to come through, and it's going to feel real uncomfortable at first. It's going to feel very uncomfortable. You have something coming that is going to feel very uncomfortable. It seems like it might be scary, and having the information ahead of time might be more scary than anything else. It's the idea that you have of it that makes it more scary than anything else. If I had known it was coming ahead of time, the anticipation of it may have elicited even more fear than it's like I didn't even have time to fear. It was just all of a sudden it was there, and we're sitting there going, should we be scared right now? Should we be? So yeah, big love. Ooh, big love coming in. Big love coming in. I just saw Titan. Big love coming in, but at what cost? There will be what feels like a kind of sacrifice or something. There's some kind of battle that's being won. Someone is going to kind of pay the price, but it's almost like someone is going to feel bad in this situation. Someone is going to feel bad in this situation. Something has to happen to stir all of this up. Ooh, High Priestess. High Priestess on the bottom. Just know that everything is always working out for me. There's a battle going on inside of you, this knowing that things are not sitting right. And it's like you're trying to manifest something, and if you don't create the change that needs to be created to allow this thing in, to allow this big love in, I mean, you got big love on the horizon. Big. You can even see she's in the middle. She's in the middle of this like swirling. But look at how calm she is. She just knows this is the beginning of a new cycle, though. She's witnessing it like outside of herself. If you don't create the change that needs to happen, that change is going to be created because you are co-creating with the universe. So the universe is going to tear through your world and remove anything that is not meant, that's not in alignment with what you're asking for. What is it that you want? What is it that you want? There is something that you want, but it's like I didn't even realize that that's what I wanted. I was born to love you. That's the song that's on Ray LaMontagne, I think. I was born to love you. A connection that it's almost like right away you just know it. And what is it that you know from it? That it's meant to last forever? No, you just know that there is just this recognition. There is just this familiarity. That's like, ooh, I have known you for a very long time. And beyond that, let's just roll with it. Let's just roll. Because it's like your partner. It's like your teammate. I was born to love you. Purpose in life. It's like love, a type of love that it's like what I told my friend. Like I just knew that there was a reason that we were supposed to be together in the car just now. I believe that so deeply. That God put us together to go through that experience, to be each other's support. And for my daughter to have, like, why did they have to get into my car out of his truck? I mean, it was literally as soon as they got into my car, And they had their mother's support. They had that. This is like the mother energy to me sometimes. They had a mother's support. But they also had each other. So there's this knowing that there's a commercial on right now, and I was listening to that. There's something in there that was standing out. There's like a big change coming in. Change in perspective. You have to change your perspective first. That's a big part of it. You have to change your perspective. And you have to see the beauty in the situation. You have to see the beauty in this very intense whirlwind that comes through. You have indicators of it. But stand by your beliefs, stand by what it is that you're creating. What is it that it's like figuring out what it is that you want. It's like if you don't admit to what you want, there's something about that. If you don't admit to what you want, you're going to find out what you want based off of what you don't want. There is big love coming in. And with it, abundance. It's like big love, big money. Like lack all of a sudden goes away. You're not lacking. And there's going to be this tendency to look for lack because that's what you're used to. That's the pattern that you're used to. This has got to be too good to be true. It's got to be too good to be true. I need to go look for lack. That's your tendency. That's what's changing. That's the big change that you need to facilitate. Stop looking at where you lack. Stop looking at where other people lack. Stop looking at their lack the way that they lack in empathy or whatever it is. Start witnessing abundance. Because otherwise, nothing is ever going to be good enough for you. You've got something real big coming in. You got big money coming in. And that big money is going to be like, well, that's not enough. You have to adapt your perception. You have to not be influenced by someone else's lack. Someone else feeling the lack of you in their life. It's almost like someone needs to lose you in order for you to get what it is that you're desiring. This big love. Abundance. Abundance. It's like you can feel them coming. You can feel them coming, but a change needs to be made. Okay? I'm listening to the song that's on real quick. Hang on. Echo, what song is this? Sweet Nothing by Taylor Swift. Maybe look up the lyrics for that because that was standing out, but nothing specifically. Okay? Big tornado coming in. All right. Love you guys.